Welcome back to Gossip Committee. I am your one and only host, Victoria Vasquez, and I am so freaking excited to be back. If you have little humans listening, I just want to make a disclaimer up front now. This podcast is not for little ears, okay? Sometimes I get passionate about the things I'm saying and need to express myself in ways that aren't good for little ears. So, guys, I'm back. Okay, that hiatus was a little bit longer than I had initially anticipated, but I'm back, so it's okay. We're all good. We're moving forward, and I'm excited. I'm so freaking excited for this new chapter of Gossip Committee. I have a new background. If you're listening, you guys, my background, it's like black, and it just feels so much more intimate and cozy and just like the kind of vibe I'm going before, because we're going to get real up close and personal on this new chapter of Gossip Committee. And me and you, we're just going to be super intimately involved. We're not having sex or anything like that. But I want you guys to really feel the closeness of what my goal is here on Gossip Committee and what I'm trying to achieve. So, for those of you that are new to Gossip Committee or just joining, let me kind of break it down what we're really about over here. So, Gossip Committee is a place where nothing is off limits, and we just really get beneath the surface of who a person truly is, and not just like the typical kind of thing that you would see on social media. I'm so sick of just like the highlight reel, and I get it. People aren't like super enthusiastic about sharing the struggles of what's going on in their lives. We are in a generation where a lot of comparisons are being made to people that you think you know. And my goal with this podcast is to showcase real life, real struggles, real feelings, because we're human. Like, let's face it, we're fucking human, guys. We're not robots. And you go through ups and downs, and you go through periods of thinking one thing one day and completely changing your mind the next. And that's okay. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to like put your all into something and realize that it's not for you and want to do something else. And that doesn't mean you like don't know what you're doing. It just means you're trying to figure out what fits you best. And I feel like we've normalized just like needing to have our shit together at this certain point in life. And if anything, in the last few weeks that I haven't been here and really kind of have also just been off social media as a whole, is there's a lot of people that you would never guess that just don't have their shit together, whether it's their relationship or their struggle with substance abuse, or somebody not having money but looking like they have all the money in the world. What's happening in today's world is you're over here comparing yourself to Betty Sue on Instagram because she's at like the bougiest restaurant, eating the finest food. She's always looking like dressed to impress. She has like a million friends, but in reality, she's traveling all the time. But in reality, she has a sugar daddy named Andy who's 60 years old. She has a million friends because they are all surface level, and she has suicidal thoughts. And you're over here comparing your life to hers when she's on the brink of a meltdown every single day. So the goal here is to just open myself up to you, because a lot of people think things about me that aren't true. Like, people have asked me, I think I've exposed myself enough on social media for people to know now that this isn't true. But like, when I bought my first house and drove a Mercedes, people were like, "Are you rich? Like, you just got money like that?" Like, no, I got really good checks and was able to, use that money towards expensive things. And by no means was I rich or like ballin'. That's something that takes time and hard work and consistency. I'm done hearing about how everybody wants to compare themselves to people on social media. So Gossip Committee is a place where I can just talk shit about what's actually really going on in my life that you have no idea or you would never guess. I also just want to have people on that are open to sharing their struggles and their real feelings and their triggers and their mistakes and how they've learned from them. Like, these are things that need to be normalized and heard of and just like spoken about. Like, sometimes being real with how you're feeling and showcasing the struggles and all of that, it can be humiliating, embarrassing, cringy, but it can also be character building, transformative, motivating, inspiring. Like, we all go through our bullshit. Like, we all go through something. I'm the type of person that wants to relate with people. Like, I can't relate just seeing, all the good parts of your life. This is the new chapter of Gossip Committee. I won't be having anybody on that wants to pretend like their life is perfect. A lot of people see me as a person that is all over the place and ADHD and doesn't shut the fuck up. But that doesn't mean I'm not destined for success, greatness, respect. I mean, there's so many people that have started off as a complete and total mess and ended up being on covers of magazines and gone on to do really great things. And it just goes to show that we are all capable of something greater than what we think. And we all have an opportunity to have a purpose that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So that's the vibe. Now that I've addressed what Gossip Committee is about and what you can expect moving forward, for the OG people that have been listening from the start, let me catch you up. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, I missed you, first of all. I'm happy to be back. I'm sorry I took forever. I was overwhelmed and it needed some time and wanted to come back with some new energy and just like structure, really. So let me catch you up on what has been going on in my life. It's been a lot. It's been a little bit over a month. Last time you guys were here, I had Madison with me. She was my co-host and I enjoyed all of my time with her and wish her the best. We're still great friends, still talk to her all the time. But it was super necessary for her not to be here anymore for me to get to the next level. No offense, Madison, love you, mean it. But yeah, like me and her are different in the fact that I am willing to expose myself on Gossip Committee. With that being said, since I did the last episode of Gossip Committee, I took a little hiatus just from social media in general. I'm in this like current mindset where I'm in between like not wanting people in my business at all. And then obviously me being the person that I have been for years where I talk about anything and everything on social media. And I don't know if it's growth. I don't know if it's maturity, same thing. But I'm just like kind of like don't want everybody in my business. I feel like the people that come here to Gossip Committee, that follow, that listen every week, like you deserve to be in my business because you're vibing with what I'm saying. Like you're agreeing with it. You want to be vulnerable. You want to be real. And I just felt like everybody on social media is fake. And I'm over here like exposing like all my real struggles and whole entire life and putting my kids on there. Like I don't want, like if you're not obsessed with me and you're not rooting for me, I don't want you to have access to like my kids. Granted, my mind might completely change and I could go back to social media and post my whole entire life. I don't know. I'm allowed to change my mind though. So yeah, I've been off social media. I'm kind of like transitioning into Gossip Committee Instagram being like a Finsta where you just like post anything and everything. There's no like real aesthetic of your profile, just like kind of like life vomit. I think that's where I'm going with it, but I'm still not really sure. But I didn't want to like keep holding off from posting to you guys because I hadn't figured out what I want to do with life, because like life is always evolving. Like one day I might want to be super out there and one day I might not. And I didn't want to be like, no, I have to be sure about what I want before I go back to Gossip Committee. So that's like what's been happening with social media. I don't know where I'm going with it. We'll figure it out. I'm taking it one day at a time. Just, I don't know. Expect the unexpected? I don't freaking know. Okay. And then what happened after I had my last video? So Mother's Day, every single year, my mom takes us on a beach trip for Mother's Day. And I swear it's so much fun because like every year my mom just keeps getting more and more successful, like with real estate, with social media. So she just keeps getting wealthier and wealthier. And the houses that we go on every year just keep getting bigger and bigger. And this year, oh my gosh, like I'm grateful for any kind of beach trip. Like I'm not like I'm bougie, but like I can be bougie and like want to go to fancy dinners and sit courtside at NBA basketball games, but then I can also like enjoy going to Walmart in sweats and a tank top with my bra straps out, just being like ratchet, you know? So I'm both people. Anyways, the house this year was just like insane. Like it had an elevator, which is dope. It was like 4 floors. It was on the beach with a pool, and we got to have like a bonfire where like somebody came and like set up a whole thing with chairs and marshmallows and a Bluetooth and a little Polaroid camera. Like it was so much fun. And like my kids, I'm going to remind them constantly like how blessed they are, but they are freaking blessed because this house was just like, it was so nice. And I'm going to make a vlog about it at some point, but I just, dude, life, like I can't. Anyways, a vlog will be coming soon about that, but that was fun. Okay. So while we were at the beach, Lucas's mom, she took it upon herself to sign Milo up for school. If you don't know who Milo is, he's my son. He's a little bit older than 1.5. And Lucas's mom has decided, and she's right, but also I was kind of like thrown off because it was like hey, I'm signing Milo up for school and he's starting the week after you guys get back from the beach. And I'm like, okay, wait a second. What? So, yeah. She has decided that Lucas and I both need to be making money. She's not wrong. I know Madison at one point on the podcast on an episode was like, you're lucky that you have the luxury to stay home. And I was like, I don't think I really do have the luxury. We're just kind of trying to make it work. Yeah, it's not working. We need to make more money. And she's right. It's super, I don't want to say it's super sad, but like I was hoping that I could stay home with Milo for a little bit longer. I was hoping like some kind of miraculous money tree was going to end up in my yard and I'd be able to like shake it and money would fall from the sky and I would get to stay home with my kids and just like live life. But that's not real life, guys. We are going broke, if not already. I don't want to manifest that and like call myself broke because I'm obviously trying to attract abundance and I don't want to talk about being broke. So yeah, she signed Milo up for school. When we got back, me and my mom were so freaking busy with doing like the last minute things for the wedding reception. By the way, the wedding reception, that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. It happened. Like it actually happened. Remember how stressed I was? I stress out for no reason, but that was one thing to be stressed about. There was a lot of like moving parts, but it happened. God bless. I'm married. I've had a ring forever. So it's like, it doesn't feel like I'm married, but like I am, did I say I was Victoria Vasquez at the beginning of this? I am Victoria Campos. I mean, I haven't legally changed my name yet, but like we're in the process, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it Victoria Vasquez Campos, Victoria Campos. Like I'm not sure yet, because I feel like Victoria Vasquez Campos sounds weird, but I feel like I want to keep Vasquez. So I don't know. Should I do? I'm super, 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 super indecisive about anything and everything. So I'm thinking about that. Anyways, we got back. Milo started school. He's doing super well with it. And I'm glad he's socializing and learning Portuguese, because he's at a little like Brazilian school. Very cute. He's at the same place that Callie is. And yeah, it didn't what's that word? It didn't hit me really that like, oh my gosh, Milo's starting school. Like, what am I going to do? Because I was so busy. So I actually needed him to be taken care of, because I was like doing DIY center table decoration and just trying to find last minute like shoes and clothes for Milo for the reception and Callie and blah, 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 blah. So like it didn't hit me until that next week. And then when that next week hit me, I was like, okay, I'm bored. I'm at home. I'm alone. Like, what do I do? Let me back it up, because I am just skipping the whole entire wedding. And I know you guys want to know about the wedding, because obviously I talked about it a lot. Okay, so week of the wedding, me and my mom are doing all this planning. My mom's air conditioning completely and totally breaks. Like, she was not going to have air conditioning for the reception. She had like literally like 6 different HVAC guys come in and say like, okay, this can't be fixed. You need like 2 completely new units. And if you know anything about air conditioning units, like they're not cheap. Like that's expensive. And you have to like like the person has to like go order the parts, and it usually takes like a week or something. But I don't know what my mom did, what magic she had to work, or who she had to talk to, but she was able to figure it out last minute, and her air conditioning was fixed on the day of the reception when everybody else was there, like decorating and stuff and food like being prepared. There was somebody installing new units into her house, and air conditioning was being fixed. Thank God, because it would have been a shit show. Like guys in suits, like they would have been sweating. It would have been awful. I would have been upset. I would have been sweating my makeup off. Like dancing would have been an issue. Anyways, it got fixed. So, God bless. Thank you, God. And then after that, okay, so the actual wedding. So we went to the courthouse. Like we didn't have a ceremony. We went to the courthouse, and we ended up having a lot of people at the courthouse. Originally, I literally thought it was just going to be me and Lucas. Like I didn't think anybody was going to come to the courthouse. But okay, I just wanted to make sure I was still recording. But so if you've missed an episode where I've talked about how I come from a blended family, my dad has been married 3 times. My mom has been married 3 times. There's a lot of people involved. So my dad and my bonus mom wanted to be there with my little brother and little sister. If they're there, then I have to invite my mom. So I invited my mom, and she was like, yeah, I want to be there. And so since my other like little brother and sister were there, I need to invite my brother that lives with my mom. And since he's there, then I need to invite my sister, who is the daughter of my dad's second wife, who is my ex bonus mom. Like, so I was like, okay, well, I got to invite that person. I got to invite that person. And they all said yes. Nobody was like, I'll pass. So and then Lucas's family, of course. If I'm going to have my family, then I got to invite Lucas's parents. So they came and they brought my kids. And so there was just like a lot of people there. And if you know anything about a courthouse wedding, like it is not a very aesthetically pleasing situation. It's not like romantic. in the slightest. So it was kind of like awkward, just like standing up there, which by the way, it's also a group ceremony. So anybody that went to the courthouse that's getting married, it, we all recite our vows at the same time. So it was like literally like me and Lucas and like 15 or 20 other couples standing up in front of like our loved ones watching, reciting vows, which I couldn't even hear the guy. So I don't even think I like said the vows correctly. And we had, oh yeah, and we also had our videographer and photographer there. I'll be very interested to see like the video footage and photos that come out of that, because I'm just like, I don't know how you can make that cute or romantic or like just a vibe. Like, I don't know how that can be cute, but I'm supposed to get the photos back this week. I'll keep you guys updated because I just am like, okay, I look too good for this. I was definitely the best dressed in the courthouse, but whatever. So the courthouse thing happened. Everybody went back to my mom's to like meet up with, everybody else that was invited. And me and Lucas stayed at the courthouse and did video and photos and stuff like that. And that was fun. And then we showed up to the reception and our entrance was like cute. The DJ played like Bruno Mars, I Think I'm Gonna Marry You. Like that was cool. And I walk in, I'm like confident and I'm dancing, just trying to be a vibe. And everybody seemed so happy and the energy was like genuine. I was happy with everybody that came. And Madison was late. Yeah, you were late. So she didn't get to see my little entrance, but that's okay. I forgive her. So yeah, then we had the speeches and I think I killed my speech. Whenever I get the video footage back, I'll definitely share on the Gossip Committee Instagram so you guys can see what the vibes were. But it was, the speeches, of course, were my favorite part because I get to watch everybody be like mushy and sentimental and deep and vulnerable. And my mom did a speech, my dad did a speech, my brother did a speech, my sister did a speech, Lucas's mom, me, and then Lucas, of course. And yeah, I think I did a good job. And everybody got like emotional. It was cute. It was really cute. My sister got emotional. Like it was fun. The speeches were really good. Let's talk about Lucas's speech. I like everything he said. It was really nice. It was really sweet. But I was honest with him about like, you read too fast and you did too much like reading. Like, you can't, when it comes to a speech, you have to like have some like charisma and personality behind it and kind of try not to like just look at your phone and read or a piece of paper, whatever. But with Lucas, it was his phone. So he kind of like read it a little bit too fast and I wanted him to like look me in the eyes and talk to me. But he was just like glued to his phone. So yeah. He could have done a little bit better, but the speech was nice. It was great. Like that's out of his comfort zone. Like he's not a writer, And then we had a first dance, which was super fucking cringy. I suggested it and picked like the song or whatever. But if you're wanting to know what the song was, it was Beautiful Crazy, like beautiful crazy. She can't help but amaze me. Did y'all like that? That was really good, right? No, I know it was terrible. It was cringy. Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, I am taller than Lucas by like an inch and I was wearing heels to start. So for the first dance, I got in like sparkly sneakers that I bought like to match the dress. And yeah, like Lucas and I just have no rhythm. I'd love to be a person that just can like have rhythm and be a badass bitch on the dance floor, but I'm just not. Like I can't dance. So yeah, any video that I saw that somebody posted of like our little first dance thing, I was like, oh God, this just is awful. This looks embarrassing. And I know I was like, I just got to play out this role of being a terrible, shitty dancer. So I was like doing the weirdest dance moves. yeah, it wasn't cute. But like whatever. Like I'm not I've gotten to a point where I just like see things for how they are and I'm not insecure about them. I'm like confident in the fact that I'm a terrible dancer. And you know what? That brings me to another thing. My mother posted the fuggliest, thank God it was just a story that disappears and not like an actual post on her feed, but she posted the ugliest picture of me ever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, for her to post this, like this is what I was showing it to Lucas and I was like, for her to post this, I must really look like this. Because like why would she post this picture knowing that I look so awful? You know what, guys? Here's the thing. Um I have come to terms that I just resemble a fucking horse. It's the horse vibes for me. Like it's the teeth, my big teeth, and my nose. Like it's like my nostrils, like they're kind of like big, I guess. Like I don't freaking know, but I resemble a horse, and I'm not sad about it. Like I'm not the only person that's said this. Somebody in high school was talking shit about me and said I looked like a horse. And back then, of course, I was like devastated and sad and was like, oh my God, do I really look like a horse? But now I'm just like, yeah, yeah, I kind of look like a fucking horse. If there was an animal that I resemble, it would be a horse. So yeah, my mom posted this ugly picture of me. I didn't even respond to it and say like, Mom, like take this down. Cause I was just like, you know what? I got to embrace it now. I don't know what we're going to do about that. Maybe some plastic surgery along the line if I can get some money at some point in my life, which I will. I will because we're manifesting abundance, right? Right. Anyways, moving on. Okay. Dancing. I was hoping that more people were going to want to turn up on the dance floor, like literally a mosh pit of people singing and dancing hardcore. That didn't really happen. Like there was never a moment where nobody was dancing. Well, I don't know. Possibly. But my kids, by the way, I need to invest in some sort of dance class for them because they were thriving on the dance floor. Like I've never seen them break it the fuck down like they did that night. But both of them, Milo and Callie, were just going in. And I was like, these are my kids. Like they are life of the party. Like they are vibes. They were doing what I wanted everybody to do. So at least I got that, you know? No, but people were just like, I guess, really enjoying conversation and hanging out, playing pool, stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a great night. I had a great time. I'm finally freaking married after 13 years. God bless. And I'm not having premarital sex anymore. It's great. And married sex, that first week of sex, like it hit different. Now that I'm a married woman, I'm going to try to refrain from really getting into like my sex life details. Remember, I can change my mind if I want to. But I'm going to try and be like a respectable married lady, you know? Let's see how long that lasts. Okay, so moving on. You guys, Lucas has decided to move into a different direction with his career and he is getting his freaking real estate license. I have told this man like, you're going to get your real estate license because last time I checked, you were not the most patient person on the planet. Like you have no patience at all whatsoever. And he's like, oh, when it comes to business, it's different. So I'm like, okay, great. Like, I try it. Let's see. Like maybe you will literally be the best real estate agent ever. Like who knows? So that brings me to my next thing. I know I've talked about real estate before on the podcast. For those of you that don't know, I did real estate with my mom on her team before I had kids. And then I quit because I was just in this mindset of I don't want to work all the time. Real estate is like my mom's thing. It's not for me. But recently, I have been praying to God so much, like, give me a sign, push me in a direction, let me know opened my eyes to what I'm supposed to be doing, what your purpose is for me here on this planet. Like, because I want whatever that is, like, I want to give it 150%. Real estate just keeps coming back. It keeps making its way back into my mind, into my life. Lucas has been pushing me to do it again. It's just been a constant thought in my mind. And every time I thought about it, like before, and even like times on the podcast and when I've talked about it, I've always brought myself back to that mindset that I had before when I did real estate. But the truth is I'm not the person I was 5 years ago. Like, I'm a completely different person. Like, so much growth has happened. My patience level is so much higher because I have kids that test my patience every day, all day. And my relationship with God has gotten so much better. And the number one thing that he calls us to do is to serve and love others. And that is something that I obviously didn't give a shit about back then, 5 years ago when I was doing real estate. But like, it is a job where you really are helping people, and you're helping them with one of the biggest purchases they'll make in their life. And like, I love open houses and looking at homes and interior design. Once I had that thought in my mind and I called my mom and had that conversation with her, I wasn't sure how that conversation was going to go, because honestly, I didn't think my mom wanted me back on her team, or didn't see me as a person being back in real estate. But having that conversation with her was really like the cherry on top, because she like couldn't have been more excited and just like totally on board with me coming back. She was like, what you're wanting is flexibility and a lot of money. She's like, I don't think there is another job that fits those two things as well as real estate does. Like, do you not remember that I got to go to all of your cheerleading competitions, and like, you want to be at all of your kids' stuff? And, you know, like, real estate isn't like a corporate office where you have to clock in Monday through Friday from 9 to 6. And yeah, like, there could be more hours involved, or like there could not. And you kind of can make your own schedule a little bit. But like, when you're working, you obviously need to work your ass off and not fuck around. But like, I want that. I've said on here so many times, like, I want to be a boss ass bitch. And with real estate, I felt like that before. And I just think I'm just in such a different place in my life, and everything is just lining up for real estate to work. So I'm joining my mom's team again, guys. Like, I'm very excited, a little nervous, but like excited. So guess what? Me and Lucas are currently taking the real estate class together, because, oh yeah, you guys are like, wait a second, you already have your real estate license. So I can be the person that procrastinates every single thing and fucks up, because that's what I did. I let my license lapse by not paying fees, not going to continuing education classes in the last 5 years. So I have to take the class again and the class exam again. Luckily, I don't have to take the state exam again, because that shit's hard as fuck. Lucas does, so God bless him. But yeah, so we're currently taking the class together, which I thought was going to be a little bit more fun. I was like, oh, we can like pretend like we don't know each other and then like role play a little bit. But like, in reality, no, I'm just like, the class sucks. It's boring. We sit there and we like look at each other and we're like, oh my God, this is like, how many more notes, how many more vocabulary words is there going to be? Like, it sucks. But we get to like go to lunch together. It's cute, whatever. We're doing class and it's fun. And yeah, we're study buddies, and I basically do his homework. But he needs to do it because he needs to start retaining information, and it's hard. And honestly, it's hard for me. It's intimidating. But yeah, guys, we're going to be a power couple, and Lucas might join my mom's team. Like, I don't know yet. Like, that isn't a for sure thing, but like, he might be the first guy on the Diamond Squad. Like, what? Possibly. I don't know. We're still figuring it out. we'll get there. He needs to pass the exam first, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah. So that's huge. Like, I'm starting real estate. What the heck? Okay, next thing, because I've been talking my ass off, and I know you guys are like, no, you're vibing, right? We're totally vibing here. Okay. I applied to be on The Circle. Have you guys seen The Circle? Okay, it's this show on Netflix, if you haven't seen it, where you go on and you're like in a hotel room, like a condo, whatever. You're in your own little condo and you play the game like through the TV, and you go on, you create a social media profile. You can either go on as yourself or you can go on and make a fake profile. I would obviously go on as myself because I'm not smart enough to pretend to be somebody else. So I applied to be on this show, and you go and you like interact with like the other players. You start like building connections with people and forming alliances, and you have like group chats, and you have like your profile picture and more pictures and like a bio and stuff like that. And then every few days, every player ranks their players from their most favorite to their least favorite, and the top 2 players get to like vote a player off. So yeah, and then the player that makes it all the way to the end and is like the favorite player amongst the players wins $100,000. So I was like, I'm gonna apply for this. Like, this would be fun. So yeah, if I get picked, I'll let you guys know. But I think it would be super fun because I'm like, there's all these like dating shows or like ruin your marriage shows. Obviously, I don't want to be on any of those. But I thought this would be a perfect one to like grow my engagement over here and also possibly win 100K vibes. So yeah. But I mean, I'm sure like thousands of people apply. So if I hear back, I'll let you know. Okay, future of the podcast. I'm going to start having people on, guys. We're going to start getting super cozy with other peeps that are willing to give us a little bit of an insight on their life and what's going on. So my first guest is going to be the one and only Lucas Campos, my husband. My husband. You guys, it's so much fun to be able to say like my husband now, instead of saying like, oh, my fiance of 7 years, or wait, my fiance of like 6 years, because that was just like getting old. It was really getting old. So anyways, my husband, he's going to be the first guest. Obviously, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room for the last 9 months. He was in a car accident 9 months ago, and we're going to talk about what all went down from his perspective and like what he went through and like what like I went through with that. And we're just going to like conversate, and you know, you're going to get to see like how he's doing now from his perspective, what he's still struggling with, where he wants to be in the future. We'll talk about, you know, him changing up his career. He's been doing flooring I don't want to get into it now because I want him to talk about it. So, yeah, we'll talk about everything, and I'm excited. And me and him, like, we have we're lovey-dovey, but like we debate a lot, and we don't agree on everything, and that's just like real life. So we might go back and forth a little bit about some stuff. Who knows? It'll be fun, and it'll be interesting. And I'm excited for you guys to just be a part of that. I have other people lined up, and I'm excited, and I love my new vibe here with the black wall. It just feels so much like, I don't know, I just like it. It's just, I feel like the spotlight is like on me right now. Anyways, so yeah, I'm excited, and we're going to have a great fucking time, and we're going to get real, and yeah, we're just going to vibe, guys. I say vibe way too much, but like, that's okay because it's vibes, you know? I'm so glad I'm back. Thank you for listening. And, you know, if you want to DM, reach out, email, whatever the fuck, Gossip Committee. That's what it is on all platforms. Email is thegossipcommittee@gmail.com. I just want to continue to keep it real and have fun with you guys. So I love you. I mean it. And I'll see you on the next episode of Gossip Committee. Bye, guys.